Hi there. Thanks for joining. This is our Lateral Clean Stretch class. The Lateral Clean series is the rotation left and right, ending in the overhead position, and we'll counter and stretch all that out. So let's come down onto the mat. If you have music, now's a good time to put it on and turn it way up, because this class doesn't come with music. Take a seat, stretch out the top of your shins. Inhale, reach both arms up overhead, eyes to fingertips, and exhale, hands through heart center. Again, inhale, breathing slow for a count of 3, and exhale slower for a count of 4. Spine mobility. Inhale, arms reach, slow full breath through the nose, and then side stretch, reaching your left arm up and over. Each exhale, stretching the left side of your torso. On your next inhale, hands come overhead and stretch to the right. Right arm reaches over, look under your armpit. Each exhale, deepen the stretch, feel the side of the body. Inhale, come back up to center, and exhale, left side again. Swoop forward, find your right side, and inhale back to center. Reverse it. Swoop to the left, swing forward, and to the right. Inhale to center. Again, reverse it. Lean to the right, swoop forward, find your left side stretch, and inhale to center. Left side stretch, swing forward, right side stretch, inhale to center. Right side stretch, come forward. Left side stretch, inhale to center. Left side stretch, swing forward. Right side stretch, inhale to center, and twist. Both hands are overhead. Turn towards the right side. Left hand on right knee, right hand behind the back. Inhale to lengthen and exhale to twist. Inhale, get taller. Exhale, eyes look further back. Twist and hold. Inhale back to center and twist left side. Right hand to left knee, left hand behind the back. Inhale to lengthen the spine and exhale to turn. Cat-cow. Inhale to release and come to center. Come forward into tabletop position with your hands under your shoulders and your knees under your hips. Maybe you can tap out your feet, shake it out, but we'll start with an inhale, tailbone rising, and an exhale, pushing the floor away. Moving with your own breath, slower and deeper each time, over-exaggerating the curves and arches of your spine. Each inhale, you grip the floor and pull your heart forward. And each exhale, you push down with the tops of your feet and your shins. Wrist stretch. When you're ready, start to pedal out your hands, almost like a cat kneading dough. Turn your fingertips open and away from you, and then turn them back towards the front of the mat, shifting the weight from hand to hand each time. You can place the back of one hand to the floor, adding a little bit of pressure for a deeper stretch, and then the other hand, back of the hand to the floor. Twist. Inhale, right hand to the sky, eyes look up, and exhale, thread your arm through, underneath your left palm. Your right ear and shoulder come to the floor. Your left fingertips can reach overhead, or you can wrap your hand behind your back and catch your thigh. In your twist, your belly is active, hips stack over the knees. If you've bound, release your bind, come back through center, right hand to the sky on an inhale, and exhale, place your hand down. Inhale, left hand to the sky, eyes follow the fingers, and thread the left arm through. Left ear and shoulder flat on the floor. Right fingertips can reach up and overhead. You have the option to bind on this side. Release your bind if you did bind. Come back through center. Left hand reaches up to the sky on an inhale, and release hand to the mat. Child's pose. Press your hips back to your heels. Your knees are wide for this first child's pose. Reach your fingertips super far forward. Relax your belly in between your thighs, and try to pull your shoulders down and away from your ears. Puppy dog. Slide your fingertips forward and try to stack your hips over your knees with your chest on the floor. This first step, maybe you can kiss the mat. And every exhale, you try to release into your middle back. The goal, one day, your chest will come touching the floor. This is a big shoulder and chest stretch, so be patient. But if you want deeper stretch, try to get your chest lower by walking your fingertips a little bit more forward and see if you can get your chin to the floor. Back bend. This is a back bend of your choice. You can slide forward and stack your elbows under your shoulders and sustain a sphinx pose, which targets your lower back. Or you can go into an up dog, a baby cobra, a locust, your choice. I'm staying in a sphinx pose to keep this a little bit more passive, but my arms are actively pressing down, my fingertips grip the mat, and I'm pulling the mat towards my hips so that my chest can lift and my chin can stay level to the floor. Spine articulation. Find a baby cobra with your hands by your ribs and press yourself back to child's pose. Your goal through this transition, forward into a baby cobra and back into child's pose, is to stay nice and low to the floor, almost like you're sliding your torso under a fence. Each baby cobra, your belly is active and you press the tops of the feet down. Your triceps will work to push you back into the child's pose. Each inhale, find your baby cobra and use a slow, long exhale all the way to finish the child's pose. Start slow inhale to slide forward, end your inhale into baby cobra or maybe an upward facing dog. If you're an up dog, shake it out, give it a good wiggle. Press down firmly with your hands and roll the shoulders back. Open the chest and exhale back into your child's pose with a big rounded spine, like your cat-cow spine. On your inhale, you'll slide forward, passing through the baby cobra all the way to an upward facing dog. Remember, chest is open, shoulders back. Now tuck the chin, round the spine, exhale to child's pose. So now we're making a bigger arc with our spine. Inhale, forward low, ending up dog, and exhale, really rounding, belly pulls in extra tight to child's pose. On your next child's pose, downward facing dog. Curl your toes under, press your hips to the sky, eyes on the kneecaps, and pedal it out. Maybe bend your left knee a lot and keep your right leg straight, feeling the stretch in the right calf muscle. Then switch, bend your right knee a lot and keep your left leg straight. Bend your left knee again, right leg straight, try to get your chest closer to your thighs. Bend the right knee again, left leg straight. Move your chest closer to your thigh. On your inhale, roll forward to a plank position and hold. Activate the quads and exhale back to a downward dog. Three-legged dog to a low lunge. Inhale your right leg high to the sky, stack open the hips, roll out your ankle, wiggle your toes. On your exhale, pull your right knee in between your hands, knee hovers off the floor, belly pulls in extra tight. Step through and lower your left knee down. Place both hands on your hips to start and slightly come forward to feel a hip flexor stretch. On your inhale, reach your hands overhead. We transition from hamstring stretch to hip flexor stretch. So maintain your hip flexor stretch. Inhale, add a mini back bend with arms wide to a Y position, and then exhale, forward fold, sit your hip on your heel, and then inhale into the hip flexor stretch, mini back bend, arms wide. Exhale, hands to the mat, take a seat, and stretch the right hip flexor. Each time you find your hip flexor stretch, curl your toes back towards your face, pull your kneecap up, engage the quad muscle to tell your hamstring to turn off. This is going to allow the muscle to stretch. Each time you find your hip flexor stretch, inner thighs activate to stabilize you while your hands come overhead for a big back bend. Dragon twist. From your hamstring stretch, come forward. Place your left hand down on the mat and open your knee to the right. Look over your right shoulder. Hold your twist with the option to reach hand up and overhead. If you can reach your arm back towards your toes, option to add the quad stretch. Catch the top of the foot and pull the heel closer to the groin while keeping your hips low. Gently release your foot if you had it, and place both elbows down onto the floor for a full dragon. You can allow your knee to open wide, your big toe peel off the floor, or you can hug your knee against your shoulder for a deeper stretch. While you're here with elbows down, just like Sphinx, you grip the ground. On your inhale, come back up to dragon position. Grab your right ankle with your right hand and left hand rises to the sky. Hug your knee against your tricep and option to bind. Feel the left inner groin stretch. Release your twist into a hamstring stretch. This time, both hands come to the mat. Sink your hips back to straighten your right leg and stack your hips over your left knee. Before we sat on the heel, but this time we're going to stay a little bit more elevated for a deeper stretch. Just like before, the toes flex back, quad muscle engages, belly pulls in tight. Every exhale, try to hinge a little deeper so that the thigh and your chest can connect one day. Maybe forehead to knee. Child's pose. Gently release out of your hamstring stretch and press back to a child's pose with knees together this time. Forehead to the floor if you can reach. You can stack your hands to assist and place your head on the back of your hands, or you can reach your hands back towards your toes and allow your upper body to relax. This is a deeper lower back stretch. Chest opener. On your inhale, roll up one vertebrae at a time. You're sitting on your heels. Reach your arms overhead. And on your inhale, add a little bit of a back bend to open the chest, biceps by ears. You can hold here, or you can release your arms, interlace your fingers behind your back, draw your knuckles towards the floor. Shrug your shoulders back away from your ears, open the throat. Option for deeper, hinge forward, belly to thighs, and reach knuckles to sky. Forehead to floor, continuously reaching knuckles higher with each inhale. Vinyasa. Inhale to unwind, release your hands, come forward into a downward facing dog. Inhale to a high plank. Exhale to a low push-up, modify on the knees. Inhale to an up dog or baby cobra. And then exhale to a downward facing dog. We repeat on the other side. Left leg to the sky, stack open the hips, roll out the ankle and wiggle the toes. Press equally from both hands to keep your shoulders level to the floor. When you're ready, you'll make your way into a lunge position for the hip flexor stretch. You'll initiate this by exhaling, knee in between both hands, knee hovering off the mat, stepping foot between both hands, and lowering right knee down to the mat. Place both hands on your hips, shoulders stack, inhale, arms reach overhead, and slightly shift forward for a gentle hip flexor stretch. We transition between hip flexor stretch and hamstring stretch. So on your next inhale, find your deepest hip flexor stretch with your hips low. Then open the arms wide, open the chest for a mini back bend. Exhale, hinge forward, hands to mat, and hip sinks back on the heel. Your left leg straightens for the hamstring stretch. Inhale, come forward for the hip flexor stretch. And exhale, come back for the hamstring stretch. Move with your own breath. Each inhale, your inner thighs activate to balance you while you find your mini back bend. Each exhale, your toes flex back, kneecap lifts, quad muscle engages to release the hamstring muscle. Find your hamstring stretch, hold here. And on your next inhale, shift forward to a dragon twist. Place your right hand down, left hand to the sky, and hold. Option to reach your fingertips back behind you towards your right foot. Option to add the quad stretch. Bend your right knee, catch the top of your foot, and pull your heel closer to your glute. Keep your hips low and forward. Look over the shoulder. If you had a quad stretch, gently release it. Place both elbows down and hold your dragon. Knee can move away from your shoulder with your big toe lifting off the mat, or you can point your toes directly forward and hug your knee against your left shoulder. Grip the mat with your hands and try to pull your chest forward. You want the crown of the head towards the front of the mat. On your inhale, release. Grab your left ankle with your left hand and reach your right hand to the sky. Hug your knee against your shoulder strongly. Eyes look up. Option to bind, reaching the right hand back behind and catching the thigh. Look over your right shoulder. Feel the inner groin stretch. Spine is straight, so back of the neck is long. When you're ready, release for a deeper hamstring stretch. Stack your hips over your knee. Left leg is straight. You're a little taller this time. Toes flex back, quad muscle engages. Belly pulls in tight. Each exhale, you hinge forward a little deeper with the option to tuck your chin and bring forehead to knee with a rounded spine. On your inhale, come on up, gently release, and find your child's pose once more. Knees touching, hips to heels. Reach your fingertips back towards your toes and allow your shoulders to relax. Feel the stretch in the lower back and side of the ITs. Pigeon. Inhale, roll up one vertebrae at a time. Come forward to a tabletop position. Place your hands under your shoulders. Straighten out your legs. Bend your left knee and draw your heel, ankle towards your right wrist. You can start tall, up on the hands, with a lifted chest and a mini back bend. Feel this stretch focused deepest in the right hip flexor. Stay tall and try to move your left heel forward so that the shin is parallel to the front of the mat. When you're ready, on an exhale, place forearms to the floor, just like our dragon pose. Your fingertips grip, and just like Sphinx, you draw the mat towards your hips so that your chest can lift and open. The stretch has shifted now into your left glute. Ensure that the right hip bone is low and level with the left so that your hips are level with the floor. And when you're ready, you can lower your chest, or you can stack your hands and put your forehead on the back of your hands. When you're ready, we'll reverse it. Inhale, lift the head with forearms down. Inhale, place both palms down with arms straight, and then step back into a plank position. Draw your right knee in and move your ankle forward towards your left hand. Stay tall in this pigeon to start. Roll the shoulders back and lift the chest like an upward facing dog. The left hip flexor is your target now. Your goal is to get the heel a little bit further forward so that your right shin is parallel to the front edge of the mat. Once you're ready, you'll lower forearms to the mat just like Sphinx pose with fingers gripping, pulling the mat towards your hips, lifting through the chest. The stretch has transferred into your right glute. And when you're ready, you can lower your chest all the way down, or you can stack your hands and place your forehead on the back of your hands. Be mindful for the left hip rising. You want to lower it so the hips are square. When you feel ready, we'll reverse it. Inhale, come back to forearms. Inhale, come back to hands. This time, shift the weight over to your right hip and swing your left foot forward. Find a comfortable seated position. Any seated position will do. Roll your shoulders up by your ears and exhale, press them away. Do 3 shoulder rolls in one direction, and then 3 shoulder rolls in the other direction. Remember, this lateral clean stretch is to counter all the movements from the lateral clean series. Feel good about your class. Thank you for joining me. Make sure you like and subscribe, that always helps, and enjoy the rest of your day. I will see you in the next class.